Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 6th of January 2022 and now we are going to discuss 5 MCQs based on the current affairs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But before we begin, a small information. You can download the summary of the MCQs that we are discussing from our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are there in the description. You can just go to our Telegram channel and check the details. Okay. Now let's quickly begin the first question. They consider the following statements. First statement, the Konyaks are one of the major ethnic groups of Tamil Nadu. Second one, the Angs or Vangs are their traditional chiefs. Third one, they are adept in making janglo and wooden sculptures. We have to choose the correct statement. A 1 only, B 1 and 3 only, C 2 and 3 only, and D 3 only. If you see Konyaks, basically they are the major ethnic groups of Nagaland and not Tamil Nadu. So if you eliminate the first statement, A, B are eliminated. And if you see the second statement, the Angs or Vangs are the traditional chiefs. This is the right statement. So C, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Okay. So recently, the Konyak Civil Society Organization, which is the guardian umbrella of the organization of Konyaks, has slammed the extension of the Armed Forces Special Power Act. And that is the reason this was in news. The Konyaks are the largest tribe, followed by Ao, Tangkhul, Sema and Angami in Nagaland. Other tribes include Lotha, Sangtam, Phom, Chang, Khimyung, etc. Okay, the term Konyak is believed to have been derived from the words Waho means head and Nyak means black, translating into men with black hair. They can be grouped into two groups, namely Thendu, which means tattooed face, and Thentho, which means white face. They reside mostly in the Mon district and is also known as the land of the Angs. They are also found in some districts of Arunachal, Assam and Myanmar. The Angs or Vangs are the traditional chiefs. The facial tattoos were earned for taking an enemy's head. They are known to be one of the fiercest warrior tribes in Nagaland, and they are also adept in making janglo and wooden sculptures. Okay, so this is all the information about Konyaks. And now let's move on to the next question, the second question. Consider the following statements regarding the Non-Proliferation Treaty. First one, it requires countries to give up their present and future plans to build nuclear weapons in return for their access to peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Second one, India signed the treaty in 1968. You have to choose the correct option, and the correct option is A, 1 only, because India currently is a non-signatory for this NPT, because India feels that this signatory is discriminatory. So if you see this NPT, the countries like China say that signing NPT is important for India or for countries to get into the groups like NSG. It is not compulsory, but China is just showing this clause that India is not signatory for this NPT and it is not allowing India to enter the NSG. So if you see NPT, it requires the countries to give up their present and future plans to build up nuclear weapons in return for the access to peaceful uses of nuclear energy. So recently, the 5 permanent UNSC members, that is China, France, Russia, UK and US, they pledged to prevent atomic weapons spreading and to avoid nuclear conflict. This pledge was made in a rare joint statement ahead of the review of the NPT 1970. The NPT is an international treaty whose objective is to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and the technology related to nuclear weapons. This is to ensure that the nuclear, or you can say the nuclear technology, can be used only for peaceful purposes. The treaty was signed in 1968 and it entered into force in 1970, and presently it has 190 member states. India is not a member, and it requires countries to give up any present or future plans to build up nuclear weapons in return for their access to peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Okay, so this is a binding commitment. It's a multilateral treaty. Currently, India is one of the only 5 countries that either did not sign the NPT or that have withdrew later. Thus, it became part of the list that includes Pakistan, Israel, North Korea, South Sudan. Okay. So India always said that the signing of NPT is discriminatory and has refused to sign it. India has opposed the international treaties which is aimed at non-proliferation since they were selectively applicable to non-nuclear power and legitimize the monopoly of the 5 nuclear weapon states. That is the reason for India to not sign this. Now let's look at the third question. The term open source software, sometimes mentioned in the media, is the software program whose source code is publicly available In this context, identify the examples of OSs from the below options. Open source software. First one, Linux operating system. Second one, Android. Third one, Mozilla Firefox. And fourth one, iOS. You have to choose the correct option. A1, 2, 4, B2, 3, 4, C4 and D, 1, 2 and 3. If you see this question, it is about the open source software. That means the software which is available, okay, which is available for the development. That is called as open source software. Okay, that means the source code of these softwares are available publicly, so that can be modified and the customers can use it according to their need. Okay, so you have to choose the OSs from the below options. A Linux, B Android. Sorry, first one Linux, second one Android, third one Mozilla, and fourth one iOS. Correct option is D, 1, 2 and 3. iOS is not a open source software because iOS is basically the platform belonging to Apple. Apple devices work on this iOS. iOS is not an open source software. That is the reason iOS cannot be used on any other devices. But if you see Android, it is an open source software and it can be used in any device and people can customize according to their need. For example, if you see all the mobile companies, they will be using Android. Their systems are based on Android and they have customized the Android according to their need. And also we have Linux and Mozilla Firefox. Okay. So recently the Github, an open source software repository service, was used to create and share an offensively named app that sexually harassed a woman in India. This app used pictures of the woman stolen from their social media websites, social media handles, and invited users to bid for them. So that's the thing. So if you see other details regarding the open source software I have given here, you can just go through them. Okay. Now let's look at the fourth question. Consider the following statements. First one, disguised unemployment is a phenomena wherein more people are employed than actually needed and is primarily traced in the agri and unorganized sectors of India. Second one, frictional unemployment refers to the time lag between the jobs and individuals in searching for new job or switching between the jobs. You have to choose the correct statement. A1 only, B2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So if you see these types of employment, this is a standard question which might come in the exam because unemployment was in use in the last couple of years. So here the correct answer is C, both 1 and 2. Disguised unemployment is a phenomena wherein more people are employed than actually needed. So primarily we can find this in agriculture and unorganized sectors. Okay, and second, frictional unemployment is that time lag between losing a job and getting another job. Okay, so this is what is the information. So according to the data from the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, India's unemployment rate touched a 4-month high of 7.9% in December 2021. That is the reason. Unemployment occurs when a person who is actively searching for employment is unable to find work. Unemployment rate equal to unemployed workers by total labor force into 100. And we have various types of unemployment: the disguised unemployment, seasonal unemployment, structural, cyclical, technological, frictional, and vulnerable. Disguised unemployment is basically when more people are employed than actually it is needed. Seasonal unemployment basically means in certain seasons people have work and in certain seasons people will not have. Next, structural unemployment, it is a category where there is a mismatch between jobs available in the market and the skills that are available. Next one, cyclical. It means during the business cycle, during certain business cycle, okay, there will be loss of jobs, and during the other time, people get the work. Next is technological. That means with the evolution of technology, with some new technology, if the jobs are lost, that is called as technological unemployment. Next, frictional unemployment. It is the time lag between people after losing the jobs and finding a new job. And vulnerable unemployment basically means people working informally without proper job contracts. Okay, this is called as vulnerable unemployment. Okay, now let's look at the fifth question. In collaboration with Hyder Ali and Gopala Nayakar, she waged a war against the British and emerged victoriously. She was the first Indian queen to wage war with the East India Company in India. She was trained in martial arts like Valari and Silamban. She was a scholar in many languages and she had proficiency with languages like French, English and Urdu. You have to identify the personality. A. Rani Velu Nachiyar, B. Rani Lakshmibai, C. Rani Gindanilu, and D. There is Ahilyabai Holkar. You have to choose the correct option, and here the correct option is A. Rani Velu Nachiyar. So recently Prime Minister Narendra Modi has paid tribute to Rani Velu Nachiyar on her birth anniversary. That's why this was in news. Rani Velu Nachiyar was a queen of Shivaganga estate from 1780 to 1790. She was the first Indian queen to wage a war with the East India Company in India. She is known by Tamils as Veeramangai, which means brave woman. During this period, she formed an army and sought an alliance with Hyder Ali with the aim of launching a campaign against the East India Company in 1780. She acquired various skills. She was trained in war and match weapons usage, martial arts like Valari, Silamban, horse riding and archery. She was a scholar in many languages and she waged war against the British in collaboration with Hyder Ali, Gopal Nayakar, etc. And she also emerged victoriously. That is the main thing. Okay, so remember this name, Rani Velu Nachiyar, right? So a small information, guys. You can get Vision Mains 365 summary and Vision Mains test series summary at only 1500 rupees from our Telegram channel. You can check the Telegram channel for more details. Okay, if you have any issues, you can contact us or you can even leave in the comments. So that's it for the day, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.